All right, well, I was hoping to be able to pop the chat up on the screen, but it's not going to let me, so whatever. Anyways, welcome everybody. I think Blake from Washington Fish Quest might be joining just via chat. I don't think he's going to be, well, we're not doing it on screen, so, but that'd be cool if he could join. He's going to be a little bit late, but that's all right. So, this year or this past couple weeks have been rough, really rough. The bite is super slow. I don't know why. I guess it's just part of fishing in December. I did find that I was able to catch some trout. I still have not caught a bass. I've been trying really hard and I cannot catch a bass. But the little Rapala style baits here, now that I've got them all tangled up, little Rapala style baits are working pretty well. This is the Hoy fishing, the sack lure here. This is a Rapala CD. This is a CD5. 7. I think this is a CD5 countdown sinking version. I caught a real nice 2-pounder on this one here. And that just real slow trolling. That's one thing I wanted to talk about is trolling speeds. So the trolling speeds, I'm going about 1 to 1.3 miles an hour, and this thing is just sitting up, just below the surface of the water a foot or two, and it's. I caught a couple nice fish that were a couple pounds a piece, and so that worked. I'm happy about that. The one thing that I am trying, and I'll be putting a video out here. In fact, I recorded it today. It'll release right, I think the first week of January. I've got it set to release. I'm always trying to stay ahead of the videos by a couple weeks, just in case, the weather, like now, the weather's terrible. It's hard to get out and fish. So I'm always just trying to keep it up. But I started tying my hooks on with 65-pound braid. So these are all tied on, and I got rid of the snap rings. And the reason for that is because this thing can turn a whole bunch before it locks up. And if you take one that is still on this one here still has a snap ring on it, or a split ring, you get about a half a turn, and that thing just starts locking up on you. And I've been losing a lot of fish, and they're jumping. In fact, I just posted a short of one of the real nice trout that I caught. It was just about 2 pounds, but if I'm using the split rings, I'm losing more fish. Now, if I switch over to tying them, then I'm in good shape. Because I can get so much more spin out of these hooks when they're jumping out of the water doing their acrobats. I'm staying hooked up with them. So I started going through my tackle this week, and just a whole bunch of them. I've got a ton more to do, but I'm just starting to tie all the hooks on. So for what it's worth, that's one thing that we have been working on. I'm going to see something here. All right. Still trying to get the chat to pop up for me, but it's not doing it. Let me test that again. Test. It's not showing up over on the YouTube side either. That's really weird. I don't get it. Oh well. So, let me try one more thing here real quick. This is probably the most boring thing anybody's ever watched. I don't know. I got it to work last week. This week it won't work. Oh well. So I'm curious, the couple of you who are watching, has anybody used or even heard of the Swedish pimple? Now I bought a number 4 and I also bought a number 3. And I don't know much about these at all. I've never owned one. The wife and I were actually just walking through Cabela's the other day, and we found these. And she's like, "Why don't you get a couple of them and we'll try them out?" So I grabbed a couple, and well, I haven't had a chance to try them out yet. So I'm hoping to get out here in the next, it looks like maybe next week. The weather's maybe going to start swinging in our favor a little bit after looks like maybe a couple more days of some pretty nasty wind and rain. In fact, I think tomorrow we're supposed to potentially get hit with a pretty nasty windstorm again. But I hear a lot of people use these for ice fishing. Now, I probably should have bought a smaller size after doing a little research on these. So the number 4 is a little bit on the big side, but and a lot of people fish them in the wintertime too, so we'll see. But, Washington Fish Quest is here. Oh, heck yeah. Terrible skin, but never mind breaking out the Swedish pimple. Man, is that gonna, it's magically started working. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. So you have tried those. I never have. It seems like somewhere along the lines I've heard of the Swedish pimple, but I've never actually put them to the test. So I can't say either way whether I think they're good or bad. I just thought it was the name, of course, caught my wife's eye. She's like, "What the hell is that?" Well, Swedish pimple. I don't know. I've heard of it, but I've just never fished them. So we're going to give these a try. What I'd like to do actually is get out on, American Lake. They have some really big perch out there, and I thought, maybe this is a really good place to try one of these. So maybe maybe we'll get out there here in the next month or so and do some winter perch fishing out there. Blake, you're welcome to jump on the boat if you'd like. I'd be really, really interested in giving that a try. So, and I don't know how long you've been here, Blake, but we were just talking about tying hooks on versus the little split or the split rings. So they spin, like I said, they spin quite a bit more, and I'm having not necessarily better hookups, but I'm holding fish and getting them in the boat. And when they start doing their flipping around and stuff, they pop off pretty easy. But ice fishing, yeah, holding at 30 feet, they can do well in lakes. Tip them with a little piece of night crawler or mealworms. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are tipping them with some sort of bait, whether it's a night crawler or something like that. So why is this here? Now I have stuff all over the top of my screen. Let's see if that makes it go away. There it goes. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, I was thinking maybe like night crawlers or crappie nibbles, perhaps. Maybe that would work. I have some pretty good luck with crappie nibbles. So, Blake, what other types of baits, not the jigs or the lures or anything, but other than like worms, is there anything else that you typically use out there when you're ice fishing? Or not necessarily ice fishing, I guess, but just, line over the side of the boat or something, or down through the ice hole, and, you're just jigging and working the baits and stuff like that. Is there anything else out there that you have found that works pretty good for, like worms, crappie nibbles. I've seen people put all kinds of different things on their hooks just to attract the fish. I was hoping also that Pacific Northwest Trout Slayer would join us today, but somebody's got to work, and they're busy at work, so he won't be on here. He's listening. He just texted me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm going to listen, but I can't. I'm busy at work, so I can't be texting and leaving comments." I'm like, "That's no big deal, man." So all right, Doug, you're off the hook just this once. Oh, little perch imitators. Okay. I thought about picking up some of those little tiny, like Berkeley minnows, the little gulps or whatever, and trying some of those out and seeing if they would work. And I see a lot of people using them, bluegill, perch, and stuff like that. And I've seen people use them all throughout the season. So I don't know. We'll might pick up a bag of those little mini ones and give them a try. And I've even seen them catch some big stuff. But oh, they actually look like a little perch. Rapala makes a good one. Trout and perch will hit them. Okay. All right. Doug snuck one in. I'm at my desk. Good for you, man. Good for you. Hey, it looks like next weekend, before I speak too soon, let me double check my weather. Looked like next weekend would maybe actually be pretty good. Looks like possibly things are maybe swinging in our direction, in our favor. Let's see here, the 10-day forecast. Yeah, so starting next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even into Tuesday, the rain kind of goes away. Now we'll see what the wind does, but it looks like, it's a long ways out, but it looks like 4 miles an hour on the wind, so which would be great. I'd be good with that, and hopefully that stands true, because I would really like to get out on every one of those days. I took a little vacation, so I'd like to get out on every one of those days and do some fishing, and of course bring the cameras with me and stuff, and maybe get a few different different videos shot. I've got another pole I want to do a quick review on too, and that's the St. Croix Panfish. Now I've got the Avid Panfish series, but I also have just the St. Croix Panfish. It's its own series of rods, and it's a really nice rod. It's a little bit less expensive than like the Avid. The Avid's about almost $100 more for the rod, but it's anyways, I'm thinking about doing something like that too, just shooting a quick video on that. And the other thing, let's go back to trout real quick. So the other thing that we've been doing is I've been running a Dodger with a little hoochie on there and trolling that. Same deal. They're hitting it, but it's like one short strike after another. I'm just not getting them to commit to that bait. And I've tipped them with the little maggots, and I've tipped them with a little piece of corn, and they're hitting. They're just not hooking up. So it's like they're just nipping right at the tail end of that hook and nipping at the corn and stuff. So I don't know. It is what it is, but when they do hit these Rapala style lures here, they're definitely hooking up on those. Off at Lake on Friday next week. If you want to hit American Lake, I can join you. Yeah, dude, let's do American Lake for sure. I need to go back to Offutt. It's been years since I've gone out to Offutt Lake, and I just need to go back out there too. So let's give that a shot. And in American Lake, like I said, Blake, if you're still here, if you want to jump on my boat, you're welcome to join. And I don't know if Lake Hopper's out there in the crowd, but if not, maybe Lake Hopper's up for going out there too. Nice, Blake. Nice. Yeah. So let's do it. Blake, you in, man? Are you in? Turn the volume down for just a second. You got to get out here and do some perch fishing on American Lake with us. Oh, and you're only working Sunday and Monday, but you have the rest of the week off. Okay, so me too. Me too. So yeah, let's make some plans then. And of course we'll have to hope that the weather holds out. I want to do for basically the remainder of the year, a couple weeks, barely. I'd like to do some perch fishing, a little bit of trout fishing, and I'd still like to get a bass. I realize I'm kind of running out of time on that one though. Yeah, I know you need to get out more. We all need to get out more. This weather is not helping. It's just not, but what are you going to do? So, a Trout Slayer, if you can type again, I know you're at work, but what have you been finding that the trout in particular are hitting on, or even the even kokanee? I saw you posted a short video today on the kokanee. Just curious what you're finding is working, or anybody else out there in the crowd if you're on here. What if you've been out fishing? What's working for you? So other than that, I think we will try to keep this one here short. I was going to do try to keep with my regular schedule of doing like Wednesday at 6 o'clock. But tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So people are busy. We're busy. Oh, you're good right now? All right. So what's working for you, Trout Slayer? What are they hitting on the most for you? What are you having the best luck with? And what's everybody's plans for the new year as far as fishing goes? Are we looking at getting out to, more lakes? Are you looking to try to fish more? Fish maybe for different species that you haven't fished for? What's the plan? I'm going to just fish as much as I can for everything that I can fish for. That's my plan. And I'd like to record some of my my biggest fish. I want to start measuring some of those perch. Did I catch a 12-inch perch, a 14-inch perch? Bluegill. How big were the bluegill? And I'd like to just kind of log that stuff. Where was I fishing? What did I catch them on? What time of year? What month? Morning, evening, and just sort of kind of get a little bit more data, I guess, and maybe that'll help me out in the future. I'm not following you, man. Blake, I'm just not. I don't know. Somebody else might get that. In Trout Slayer, there's no cheating. No cheating allowed. One thing I want to try, I didn't bring an example up here to the office with me, but one thing I do want to try is using a pink plastic worm. I know a lot of people fish for steelhead with those, but I think I would like to try one of those out and see if a trout will bite it. I don't see why they wouldn't bite it, as long as they're not too big. I probably wouldn't want like a 7-inch worm, but maybe like a little 3.5 or 4-inch. They might actually hit that. Yeah, power bait and bobber and stuff. Yeah, trout magnet makes sense. That does make sense. Just to get out. Annual fish, yeah, I agree, man. We all need to get out more. Oh, moving. Okay. I haven't seen Die Hard in years, so maybe I need to go back out there and watch it. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Yeah, I wish I had some more information on what's working for bass right now. I just don't. I've been throwing Ned rigs and Texas rigs and jerk baits, and I'm just not. I'm not even getting a bite. So I may try some deeper areas, maybe around some structure, but in deeper structure. If you go ice fishing, Blake, we need to just let me know where you're going. I'll show up on the lake and drag a bucket out with you. That would be. I want to ice fish really bad this year. If it works out, I can't say that it will, but if it does work out, I would love to give it a try. I was hoping that potholes would freeze over hard enough to go out there and do that, because I know they got some big perch and they got beautiful walleye in that lake too. Squidding, yeah. We had planned on going. Me and Cody planned on going squidding on Monday, yesterday, but he's in the room next to me sick, so we're not doing that. Lake Hopper, what's going on, man? We were just talking about getting out, trying to get everybody out maybe here in the next week and do some fishing for perch out on American Lake. And that would be a lot of fun. I've never fished American Lake to this day. I still haven't, and I need to do that. So do what I do for bass. Just don't target them and you catch them. Yeah. I know. It's like when I'm bass fishing and all I do is catch trout on giant bass lures. And I'm like, how is this even possible? How did you fit that in your mouth? But people, I don't know. Some people have the same luck I do. They just out there just nailing big old trout with bass lures. Yeah. So Hopper, Fish Quest, and Trout Slayer, if you guys are up, we should all grab our cameras and get out there and do a little filming on American Lake. And I know Lake Hopper, he's been hitting, he hit potholes like 3 or 4 times this year. But now if it freezes over thick enough to ice fish, that's a good lake to ice fish on. And Lake Hopper, if you ever get a chance to do some ice fishing, or maybe you already have, I don't know that I've ever asked you that, but it's a good time. Well, it looks like a good time. I've never done it, but it looks like it'd be a lot of fun. And some people catch some nice fish too. Real nice fish. Well, I guess in the interest of everybody else's time, because I know it's that time of year and people are busy, I'm going to probably cut this short here in just a minute or two. But yeah, it does sound fun, doesn't it? And you never have ice fished. Okay. So yeah, we need to give this a try. And I know there's a lot of different lakes on the east side, and the west side never freezes enough. And if it does freeze, it's an 1/8 of an inch thick. So, but the east side, there's several lakes over there that are supposed to be really good for ice fishing. And I think the biggest thing is making sure the roads are clear and the passes are clear and stuff like that, so that you can safely travel to the east side and get home without a mess on the freeways. That would not be a good time. Trout Slayer's available. All right. It'd be good for all of us to, I think, get out there and try this, and then maybe we could see what, who's using what baits, what's working, what's not working, things like that. And use the sonar to find the schools, find the fish. And, but even on the local lakes right here by me, I've been doing that, and I see them and I drop my lure down there and it's like, you're not offering what we're eating. So, but that's all right. Okay, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I'm going to sign off. Thanks for swinging in tonight. And I guess if you're in the mood for trout, throw on one of these little CD5s or CD3s or something like that, and get out there and give it a try, because those have been working pretty good. So, or like Trout Slayer says, just use a bobber and a worm or some power bait or trout magnet or something like that. So, okay, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks everybody for joining, and we will catch you next Wednesday, New Year's Eve. I am gonna live stream on Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock, just like normal. But I figured I would not do that tomorrow on Christmas Eve. So, because I know a lot of people celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. I used to growing up. Christmas Eve was our Christmas. So, with all that said, we'll let you guys run. Thanks for swinging in.